What is up, everybody? It is Warpath 2 or Adam, and today we're doing something a little bit different. We are doing a test and a review on SquidGrips. So look at the shiny package. It's pretty nice. I'm not going to lie to you. I really like the packaging. But SquidGrips, as you guys may or may not know, is a add-on to your controller. It's just a little peel and stick surface that gives you grip. It's supposed to eliminate moisture, sweatness issues, really, and kind of have like a antimicrobial kind of coating on it to help with certain things. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do an unbox, an install guide, 3 quick kind of Mythbuster style tests to see if they live up to the claims, and then just an overall thoughts and feelings on the product. So I guess let's get started on the unbox. Just to make this easier on myself, you will see I did go ahead and already open the package. So let's check out what we've got here. Everything is empty. So we got the instruction manual, which we're not going to use because I'm a man and I don't need that. So boom. No, we're going to go back to that. You got your 2 SquidGrips here, one for each side of the controller. You also have their emblems, which are actually kind of cool. They're kind of like a hard, not hard plastic, but a shinier plastic seal. And you can just stick them directly onto the controller. There they go, finally focused in. You don't have to put these on. They also do now have customizable ones, and those are kind of cool. They're not really truly custom, but they have different themes and things like that to fit the color of your controller, or if you've painted it or anything like that. That'd be pretty cool too. And then also you get this pretty nifty SquidGrip sticker, which I like quite a bit. I don't know why I like it so much. It just looks cool. So if you really enjoy the SquidGrip, and I know if I do, I'm going to put this on my Xbox or something like that. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to get to the install guide and go from there. Alright guys, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to take my controller, which, I don't know, pretty boss, orange and black. We're going to apply a SquidGrip to this side of the controller, and then once we get this all applied, from there you'll be able to kind of see how it's going to look and how we get that taken care of. This is just going to be a quick guide to it. Just kind of an easy way to get it set up. I did, for just everyone's purposes, wipe this down with like a Clorox wipe and clean it off with a paper towel first, so it's a little bit cleaner. Unfortunately though, because it's an old controller, it's still a little bit slick. So what you're going to see right now, what I'm trying to highlight is the line or the seam in the actual controller itself. So with SquidGrip, what you want to do is you're going to want to match up this line here with the seam. You want this to go along the seam of the controller. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do my best to line this up. I'm not going to take the full paper off. I don't know, I just feel like it's going to be easier to kind of connect and stick this way. So I'm just going to kind of fold it down a little bit like this, and we're going to try and line this up with the controller. So a little bit high there. Still a little bit high. Let's try this a little bit differently. Okay, so got that there. We're gonna kind of go down to the bottom and adjust a little bit. I'm gonna make sure that this part lines up as well. So you have it. That's kind of the main line you want to go for along the seam. We're gonna take this portion. We're gonna wrap it around. Anytime you wrap anything around an object, you want to make sure that you're kind of following from the inside out. You don't want to do all the lines and stuff first. You want to kind of all just press and peel it together. And boom. Alright, this is looking pretty easy so far. Pretty quick, easy installation, honestly. This has not taken more than a minute for just that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do the rest of it. So kept that on there just for that reason. Again, we're going to be wrapping this kind of around the back, so you always want to go from the inside out. You don't want to kind of set your lines too early because of air bubbles, obviously. Then we're going to go ahead and kind of push this around a little bit. We're going to press it down, and boom. Alright, so let me just make sure when you're using the SquidGrip and when you're applying it that it feels right in your hand. That was honestly a pretty quick, easy installation. Didn't take more than a minute. It's right along that seam, and I'll be honest with you, I like the way it feels. I like the way it feels in the hand. It's got a nice grip to it. Not too many outer lines. The profile is a little bit high for my choosing, but at the same time, it seems like it's going to be pretty good for the job. I like the little extra comfort it gives to you. So that's one side. I'm going to do the other side, and then we're going to come back and we're going to do our SquidGrip testing. Alright guys, so I kind of forgot about one other thing I wanted to show you. So these buttons, these can be kind of hard to place on for people if they're not very, I don't want to say not coordinated, but they're not inclined for things like this. So what I'm doing is I'm going to actually take SquidGrip's suggestion. They say just get a little card, but I'm just going to use the little piece of stock they came on, this little bit card surface, and I'm going to place this on the controller like so. So let me line it up real quick how I want it. The cool thing is you can line this up in the controller perfectly. Just pull that out and you got a perfectly placed button. It's that simple, guys. And here's kind of what the finished button looks like. Looks perfect. I'm going to do that on the side here too, and I'm going to do that on the other side. So yeah, we'll be back once I get all these done. We'll then do the testing. Alright guys, so as you can see, I've got my naked Xbox controller, no SquidGrip on there, but I thought we'd do a quick test to really just test out the grip. So it's kind of an intangible quality on grip. It's kind of something you have to see or feel. It's hard to visualize it. So what our test today is going to be is we are going to take this board and this controller and we're going to lift it up at an angle to see how long it is or how high it gets before the controller starts to slide. So let's try it out. So as you can see, we're getting it off the table here. Pretty good angle. Not very far at all. The controller is firmly against my keyboard. So I'm going to put on the SquidGrip and then we're going to try this again. This is SquidGrip slide test number 2. So as you can see, I've got the SquidGrips installed, looking nice and sexy on the controller. Pretty easy install, guys. I hope you really paid attention to that. It was like a 1-minute install per side. It's insane. But we're going to do the slide test really quickly here, and we're going to see how high we can get this board before the SquidGrip starts to slide. So here we go. So already we are much higher than the naked SquidGrip, and it's starting to slide a little bit, but it's still retaining quite a bit of grip. Boom. That's pretty impressive. Honestly, that's like a 45, almost 50-degree angle, and it still maintains some grip. So that's already better than the stock Xbox controller, and clearly, I mean, that's a win. That's confirmed. It does give you extra grip. Okay guys, welcome to test number 2. So you already saw the slide test. Clearly that's a win. We're going to do a quick moisture test. So how we're going to do this is a little bit weird. What I've got is my SquidGrips applied. I've got a bottle of water, and I've got some paper towels. And what we're going to do here is I'm going to try and simulate sweat by putting water on the paper towel and just kind of letting it, dabbing it, maybe you'd say, on the actual SquidGrip itself, and kind of see what happens. So we've got right now a pretty moist paper towel. As you can see, some water did drop out there. And what we're going to do now, I'm just going to dab it on the SquidGrip and kind of see how it works with this. So I'm just going to push it through. Now this is probably obviously a little bit heavier than what anybody would do, but this is what it's claiming to be a moisture wicking technology, as it said. So I've got my my hands on here now, and already I can tell you that this is insane. Like you've got so much grip right here. I just had a wet surface, and just holding it, you've still got tons of grip. My hands are still a little wet. There's no way that this is going to slide or slip even under a wet surface. So that's pretty impressive. I actually was kind of skeptical of that, but that's damn impressive. That is really, really nice. Alright guys, so we're going to do test number 3 in a second, which is kind of what I call the greasy controller test. So I'll be back in a minute. Alright everybody, so this is the final test on the SquidGrips. So I just touched a bunch of pizza I had for lunch, and I actually wiped my hand like in the box and stuff like that to get my fingers extra greasy. And I did this because I think everybody knows what the controller feels like, or any controller feels like, with pizza grease on it. It's a terrible feeling. Nobody likes it. And I want to test the SquidGrip to see how it works with pizza grease fingers. I guess let's just do this. I'm really hesitant because I feel like this could ruin them, but hopefully this makes a difference. So, wow, instantly you can just see how terrible that looks. So yeah, that's with the pizza grease applied. Now, typically what people do with this is they just go ahead and wipe it with their cloth or whatever, and let's see how the grip feels. Now I'm going to use it with this other hand that doesn't have grease on it, but I honestly, you can't even tell a difference now that I've wiped it with any kind of paper towel. It feels just like the other SquidGrip side would, which is pretty incredible. I think that's amazing. Yeah, that's really awesome. You can't even really see where there's grease on it after I've wiped it off. It feels just the same as it would without it. I'm impressed by that. I did not think that would happen. So there you have it, guys. This is going to wrap up the SquidGrip review. I'm going to take you just to some gameplay here, and we'll do a final thoughts on this. Alright, guys, so let's wrap this up. SquidGrips are $15. You can get them directly from SquidGrip.com, or you can get them from a lot of different retailers, including GameStop, and Amazon, I think, sells them as well. What's really incredible is, honestly, this outperformed every single one of my tests. I was skeptical about the water and the grease test. I definitely thought it'd give you extra grip because I've used them a little bit and they do work. But the fact that water just literally wicks away right off of the surface of the SquidGrip is amazing. And the fact that grease, even after rubbing it on the side of the controller and then touching it after doing a quick just wipe off with a paper towel, is incredible. It's just like the grip never went away, like there was no grease added whatsoever, so that's awesome. My honest opinion on this, worth every penny. I've used them for about total of 7 or 8 hours of gameplay, and honestly, they're great. They do exactly what they say they're going to do. They stop any kind of slippage or any kind of loss of grip during long gaming sessions. Everybody's hands get a little bit moist when they play for a long time, especially here in Texas when it gets kind of warm. That does sometimes translate to inside the apartment as well, especially in front of an Xbox and a computer and 2 monitors, things like that. It gets a little bit warm, and I'm extremely pleased to say that this definitely solves that issue. So from what I would say, SquidGrip lives up to every single one of the promises they make about their product, and it's worth the $15. Honestly, I don't know what's going to happen with the next controllers that come out for Xbox. I'm sure they already have a plan for this, but I'll have some of those on my new controller, as well as I will never have one off of this controller now. So thank you very much to SquidGrip for supplying me with the free review unit. I hope you guys all liked the video. Once again, my name is Adam, or Warpath2, and you guys take it easy.